We're back now with Dr. Darien answering one of your questions. This one is from Melissa H. Here it is. How do I know if I have a foodborne illness or a stomach virus, and when should I see a doctor?
Great question.
Great question. This is heavily confusing, I will admit, because when you're talking about it, especially in the emergency room, and I use these words, I can tell people's confusion. So how to break it down, when I talk about foodborne illnesses, I'm thinking often about when you eat rotten, spoiled food, and versus stomach viruses or stomach bugs, and that can be things like norovirus when we talk about cruise ships and the infections that happen. Really, the symptoms are obviously very much the same. We call them both gastroenteritis, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, but the time points are a little different. For example, if you eat something rotten or if you have a foodborne illness, you can expect those symptoms to come within 4 hours or 6 hours, as opposed to a virus or a stomach virus, that would come maybe a day or two later. So the timing is really where it is. Both of them often are self-resolving, but the most important part is that you have to stay hydrated. Dehydration is usually the complication that I'm treating rather than the infection itself.
All right, your prescription for wellness.
Speaking about stomach bugs, today's prescription for wellness is on how to pick a probiotic. These are some simple things that you can do when you're looking in the supermarket, the grocery store, the convenience store. You want to look for something with at least 1 billion colony-forming units. That's the amount of active ingredient in it that's going to help your microbiome in your gut. The type of ingredients you want to look for are things like lactobacillus and bacillus. These are those healthy, good bacteria that help you to digest. And one pro tip, keep it refrigerated. That helps to keep it stable because there are bacteria inside these probiotics that you want to make it last, and check the expiration date. And if you're looking for groceries, cottage cheese, kimchi, yogurt, these are alternatives to probiotics that you can get in your diet.
Probiotics actually work?
They do. I think they do. They do. They do. They're not going to be an all. They're not going to be an all answer, but I do think that supplementing them in your diet can be helpful. But you got to follow the right tips on what you're looking for. There are too many options out there.
All right, the doctor has spoken. And folks, we would love to hear from you, so please hit us up on Instagram with all of your medical questions for Dr. Darien at ABC GMA3.